Hi everyone, this is quite the unexpected video today. Seems like we're looking at some more pigments being discontinued. Before you freak out, listen, we'll take this one step at a time, okay? So earlier today, a viewer emailed me about this Szmal Facebook post and was quite adamant about panic buying. Big shout out to the kind viewer for bringing this to my attention. I don't know Polish, but let's read the English part together. We are sad to announce that the sale of our watercolor number 316 Spiral Orange has ended. Unfortunately, the pigment used to produce this paint is no longer available on the market. Its production ended a few years ago, and the other types of P073 offered to us have a completely different shade. The same fate will soon befall watercolor number 313 Permanent Orange. We have produced the last batch of this paint, but we still have it for sale. Currently, no manufacturer known to us offers the P059 pigment. Tomorrow, about 2 pigments, the production of which has recently ended. Right after reading that, I felt like going off to stock up on those 2 pigments right away, but I must admit, I'm not too concerned because personally, I'm not much of an orange or warm red person anyway, so I won't be stocking up on either of these pigments. Which then made me feel like I didn't need to make this video because someone else will make the video and that's fine by me. However, I'm making this video right now because I don't want all of you to see this and completely go nuts panic buying these 2 pigments. Then you'll ask me why? Well, I'm not affiliated with Szmal or anything. I'm just another consumer like yourselves. And as a consumer, I noticed something that some of you surely may have noticed too. Let's break it down and focus on P073 first. So again, this is what they said. We are sad to announce that the sale of our watercolor number 316 Spiral Orange has ended. So that means Szmal will no longer be selling watercolor number 316. Unfortunately, the pigment used to produce this paint is no longer available on the market. Its production ended a few years ago. So, watercolor number 316 Spiral Orange is made with P073. What they said here made me immediately think that P073 has been discontinued a few years ago, but let's read on. And the other types of P073 offered to us have a completely different shade. This, right here, is a huge game changer to me at least. It's telling me that the pigment P073 hasn't been completely discontinued. What I think has happened is that the specific shade or hue of P073 that Szmal used to make watercolor number 316 is no longer being produced. Now, I don't have this color from Szmal, but I do have a P073 from Van Gogh, courtesy of my watercolor fairy, thank you. And this is what it looks like. Looking at the swatches, I do believe Szmal uses P073 that is on the more red end of the spectrum and may have been offered other versions of P073 that may look like this Van Gogh one, which is more of like a middle orange. So instead of panic buying any P073 you can get your hands on, I think it's well worth doing a little research beforehand. However, if you already know that you love and can't live without the specific shade of P073 that Szmal offers, then by all means, stock up as much as you want. Now, let's tackle the second part of the Facebook post. The same fate will soon befall watercolor number 313, Permanent Orange, which is made with P059. We have produced the last batch of this paint, but we still have it for sale. Depending on what they actually mean, they could have just filled pans with their paint and are waiting for the paints to dry in the pans to package and sell later down the line. Or they might have finished wrapping the paints up already and sent it to distributors to sell. Who knows? Currently, no manufacturer known to us offers the P059 pigment. Now, this statement here makes me think like I should definitely stock up on P059 if I loved this pigment. Now that we've dissected that, I do want to point out that they are a Polish company, and I might be reading too much into this English part. The Polish part may or may not clearly say that P073 is being discontinued for good. I wouldn't know, like I said. I'm just another consumer like yourselves trying to make sense of this announcement they've made. If anyone has more information, feel free to drop some comments down below. For those who shop on Jackson's, the P073 is out of stock for now. However, the P059 Permanent Orange is still in stock. I'll link both below should you want to check for yourselves. I'd love to know how many of you are upset by this, because personally I don't feel affected at all, but I can understand if some of you love these pigments and aren't pleased at all. And what about what pigments would you turn to if these are really being discontinued? And that's it. That's all I have to share for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.